The Hollow Child is a that kid ain't good horror movie. This movie revolves around some foster parents that adopted these kids, and one of them is more of a teenager, not really a kid, and it's up to the older teenage daughter to kind of walk the younger daughter home. But she decides one day when she's with her friend that she'll let the younger girl walk home by herself as they're about to go smoke weed. And they said, "We don't hurt anybody." Tee hee hee. Well, unfortunately for them, the younger girl comes up missing for a couple days, and it's a big search party. They can't find her in these woods, which is kind of notorious for people coming up missing. Well, one day when the teenage daughter's out kind of like regretting smoking weed and that she should have just took her little sister, adopted sister home, the sister just shows up out of nowhere. But she's not the same person that went into the woods. She's different. And even though everything seems fine and dandy at first, the older sister kind of starts to notice that her younger sister is not what she seems. And through some investigating, she realizes this has happened before. And upon contacting this crazy older lady, she's like, "Yeah, my sister ended up coming back from these woods after coming up missing, but she was this weird forest creature entity that's just up to no good in the neighborhood, and that's basically what your sister is." And it's hard to believe because obviously this world is more of a reality world, so they're like, "Nah." But as time progresses and the older sister starts noticing certain things about her younger adopted sister, she's like, "Okay, maybe this is somebody who's doppelganging my younger sister, because this is clearly not her." And unfortunately for the older sister, the weird forest creature girl realizes that the older sister is onto her, and she starts setting her up. And basically, the rest of the movie is them just trying to get rid of this evil entity creature and to bring back her actual younger sister. So, my review of The Hollow Child. Well, one thing I think this movie should have for sure did, which I think would have made it way better, was kill the foster dad. He was insufferable. I did not like him. He was a character that should have definitely been murdered. I think I would have put this movie a little higher if they did that. Besides that, this movie's kind of a mid movie. The story was good. Don't get me wrong, I liked and enjoyed the story, but from like production value, they really didn't do nothing besides abuse the shit out of a fog machine, you know? Like, there was no crazy lighting. They tried to use a flare and red lighting at like the very last 10 minutes of the movie, which only lasts like 30-40 seconds. And that ain't nothing too crazy, but just in general, yeah, the production wasn't nothing too crazy. It's basically just nothingness until the very end, and unfortunately it just falls flat for me. But definitely when you create insufferable characters like the foster dad, definitely feel like they should have killed him. I think that would have made the movie a lot better, because at the end it's like a happy-go-lucky feel-good movie, which I don't mind those kind of endings, but they unnecessarily kill somebody when in reality they should have just killed the foster dad. Blase, blase. So, my recommendation for The Hollow Child, I'd recommend it because the movie wasn't bad. It was pretty good, but I wouldn't highly recommend it. So, I mean, there was some things I didn't like about it, you know? And like I said, when it comes to production, there's just way better horror movies out there, like a bunch of them. I feel like maybe if they did more with the lighting and the atmosphere of the movie, and maybe had, I don't know, you don't really even get to see what the forest creature looks like to the very end, and it's not that good. So I don't know. Definitely recommend watching it because it wasn't a bad watch. It's definitely not recommended, but it's definitely not a not recommended. Let me reiterate, but it's definitely recommended. That sticker's been slapped on a while ago because I forgot to say slap the sticker on, but Quacha.